Welcome back to York, Carolina. Of course, with the unemployment situation right now, a lot of people are looking for new employment opportunities, and that may be starting a franchise and being a part of a franchise. So we wanted to bring in someone who knows a whole lot about that, and that's Christopher Valdes. Thank you so much for joining us, Christopher. We're excited to talk to you about some opportunities for folks to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about this. Franchise consultant. What does that exactly mean? How did you get into this yourself?
Yeah, great question. So what a franchise consultant ultimately does helps candidates who either are furloughed, unemployed, laid off, or maybe had a great corporate career looking for a small business to own. And we help them do their search. Essentially, it's a free search for them, so it doesn't cost them anything. We look at their skill sets and how that can transfer into a business, specifically franchising. So we kind of help candidates look into franchising, explain what a franchise is, and fill in those gaps. A lot of people have a lot of misperceptions that every franchise is a brick and mortar and it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars or a couple million. So they kind of don't look into the opportunity, but there's a wide range of franchises that be as low cost as $10,000 all the way up to several hundred thousand, just depending on the model. The reason that our services are free to the candidate is that we charge the franchise companies that we work with, which is well over 500 different companies that we're consulting with, but they pay us a referral fee for our time. So that way the candidate's never under any pressure to go through this educational process of learning and exploring the opportunity. It's supposed to be nice and relaxed, educational, and gives the candidate the opportunity to ask as many questions to these companies and make sure that they feel comfortable and they come back to me. We talk one-on-one, and I'm kind of like a neutral, kind of like a middleman per se. But as a franchise owner myself, I have a local franchise in Greenville, South Carolina called the Grout Medic. I have personal experience in it, so I can coach somebody who's looking to get into franchising, being a franchise owner myself.
That's great. And you get to help them kind of go through, maybe they need legal help, maybe they need some branding help. You're kind of able to connect them with some of those resources that they may not know is around to make sure that their franchise and their takeover and doing this is successful.
Absolutely, yeah. So we connect them with every partner from lending to attorneys to the proper insurance person, all the way to somebody helps to set their business up and talk about taxes. What franchising is, it already provides a proven name brand. A lot of people know the name McDonald's or the Marriott's or Holiday Inns or the KFC. Some of these brands have been around for a very, very long time, but there's many other brands, even locally, that people don't even realize it's a franchise, but they've been operating in the local city. So what franchising really does is a proven blueprint, and we help do search with that candidate to make sure it's going to fit the demographics and the area that person lives in. I work nationwide, so it doesn't matter what state or city you live in or time zone. Help people in other countries as well. Essentially, we really coach people from their fears and anxieties of moving away from employment all the way moving into business ownership. In addition to that, someone who has a corporate career say, look, I love my job, I love my employer, I don't feel like leaving, but I like to make a passive investment. A passive investment is where you can keep your full-time job and operate a business and have ownership into your business and either leave it as a legacy, have some additional income, or create some type of wealth building asset long term. And the franchise is there to help accelerate that. So that's kind of some of the aspects of franchising that we help people to understand and to know. And there's so much more, from marketing to call centers. Some franchises actually do all the selling for you. Not very many, but there are some that will actually literally speak to the customers and sell the entire service, schedule the appointment with the owner, and then the owner kind of just, seals the deal, I would say, confirms, and then just schedules it. But the corporation did everything for you, from marketing, speaking to the customer, scheduling. You just have to show up and just, sign the agreement or the service or whatever you're providing there. So again, it's a very broad industry. A lot of people don't have that knowledge. Before this, I had no tile and grout experience. But what they teach somebody like myself is they look for the organizational skills, the leadership skills, the customer service skills, that business acumen. And they take me and they help me to run a team, and I get to work on the business. I don't get to work in it. So it doesn't really matter what type of business you're looking in. The McDonald's owner, franchisee, is probably not the guy or gal or investors that are flipping the burgers. He's probably helping managing the manager, which the manager manages the staff, et cetera, et cetera. He or she or them gets to work on the bigger picture of the business and grow their operation, grow their locations, et cetera, et cetera. So again, franchising is it's a tool to help you to become successful quicker without having to reinvent your own brand. And yes, there's something called a franchise fee. It's a one-time fee that you pay one time. That comes with support. It could be with tools and equipment. It's all training involved. There's a lot of different aspects that we get to talk about one-on-one. And then there is something called a royalty. It can range from as low as 4%. Usually it's between 6 and 10%. And that usually goes to the franchise, and that's from your gross revenue sales that you have, and then the rest is profit. So we talk about return on investment, gross profit margins, all these different things about business, and I really help coach somebody from experience running my own business and really helping them understand what that really entails.
Good information, and of course there's a lot to kind of go through. Give us, for someone that's sitting at home right now watching North Carolina that may be interested in getting started with owning a franchise, what is the best first step for them to do to kind of move on?
Well, the very first step you can do is contact me directly. It's between me and my partners that we have, where we do the consulting. And so you can reach me directly at area code 864-905-5381. One more time, 864-905-5381. Or someone can email me at Horizon Consulting Partners with an S at gmail.com. So that's Horizon Consulting Partners at gmail.com, all one long word. And I'll be happy to communicate with them. They can let me know that they saw this interview that we're having here today, and I'm happy to work with them at a time that's convenient to them.
Yeah, I'm sure it gets a lot of people interested. Christopher Valdes, thank you so much for joining us this morning to talk about this. And I think some of our viewers may be contacting you, and hopefully they get to be as successful as some of the other businesses and individuals you've been able to help get involved with franchising. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.